What if I told you that one of the most common kitchen appliances in American homes is actually costing people hours of their week, hundreds of dollars a year, and in some cases, their safety? And the worst part is, most people have no idea it is happening. If you have ever stared at a pot of water waiting for it to boil, stood over a hot stove stirring something for 20 minutes straight, or walked away from your kitchen only to come back to burned food stuck to the bottom of a pan, then what I am about to share with you is going to change the way you think about cooking forever. Stay with me until the end, because there is one benefit I am going to reveal that almost nobody talks about, and once you hear it, you will wonder how you ever lived without it. Let me ask you something. How much time do you spend in the kitchen on an average weekday? Studies show that the average American spends over an hour cooking and cleaning up every single day. That is 7 hours a week, more than 365 hours a year, an entire month of your life, every single year, spent standing in the kitchen. And here is what makes that number even more painful. Most of that time is not actually cooking. It is waiting. Waiting for water to boil, waiting for temperatures to stabilize, waiting for food to finish so you can finally sit down with your family, with your kids, or just by yourself after an exhausting day. You are not lazy. You are not doing anything wrong. You are just using tools that were never designed for the life you are actually living. And that is a problem nobody is talking about loudly enough. Think about the last time you tried to make rice on the stovetop. You put in the water. You turned on the heat. You walked away for just a second. And when you came back, it was either undercooked and crunchy or completely stuck to the bottom of the pot, burnt beyond saving. So you threw it out, started over, and ordered takeout instead. That is not a cooking failure. That is a design failure. The tools most people use every day were not built for precision. They were built for a different era. A time when someone was always home, always watching the stove, always available to stir and check and adjust. That is not reality anymore. And it goes beyond wasted food. Think about your energy bills. A traditional stovetop or oven heats your entire kitchen along with your food. You are paying to cook your house while you try to cook your dinner. In the summer, that means cranking the air conditioning at the same time you are running the stove. You are paying twice for the same problem. And then there is safety. This is something nobody wants to think about, but it is real. Stovetops are one of the leading causes of house fires in the United States. Distraction happens. Life happens. You meant to turn it off. You thought you did, but you were wrong. That is a risk that millions of families take every single day without even realizing it. But here is where it gets worse. Because most people who feel this frustration try to solve it the wrong way. They buy bigger pots. They try new recipes. They download meal planning apps. They subscribe to food delivery services that cost a small fortune every month. None of that actually fixes the problem. It just layers more complexity on top of an already broken system. And then there is the pressure cooker trap. A lot of people think, I'll just get a pressure cooker. That will save time. And yes, traditional pressure cookers can cook faster. But they are also intimidating. There is a learning curve. The steam, the rattling, the very real fear that something could go wrong if you don't get the settings exactly right. So the pressure cooker ends up in the back of the cabinet, right next to the fondue set from 5 years ago and that bread maker no one ever used. Here is what almost no one tells you. The reason most people fail in the kitchen is not effort. It is inconsistency. Every burner on your stove behaves differently. Every pot conducts heat differently. Altitude affects boiling. The age of your appliance affects temperature. All of these invisible variables make consistent, reliable, stress-free cooking nearly impossible when you are relying on traditional methods. But there is a smarter way, and it doesn't require you to be a chef, take a class, or completely change your lifestyle. Imagine a cooking system that was built around your actual life. One where you add your ingredients, press a button, and walk away. No stirring, no watching, no adjusting. The temperature is automatically controlled to the exact degree needed for whatever you are making. The timing is handled for you. When it's done, it keeps your food warm and ready until the moment you need it, without overcooking it, without drying it out. That's not a fantasy. That technology exists right now, and it's simpler than you think. Modern electric cooking systems have completely transformed the way people approach food preparation at home. And the key difference is not just speed, although they are significantly faster than traditional methods. The key difference is intelligence. These systems are engineered to remove every single variable that causes kitchen stress. They control temperature automatically. They adjust pressure when needed. They seal in moisture, so food comes out tender and flavorful every single time. Not sometimes, not when you get lucky, every time. And because they are sealed systems, they use a fraction of the energy of a conventional stovetop or oven. You're not heating your kitchen. You're not wasting electricity on inefficiency. You're directing every watt of energy exactly where it needs to go, into your food. Let me paint you a picture of what this actually looks like in real life. It's a Tuesday evening. You just got home from work. You're tired. The kids are hungry. You had good intentions this morning, but you didn't prep anything. On an ordinary night, this is when the panic sets in. You're staring at raw chicken and frozen vegetables, and wondering whether it's worth it, or if you should just spend $20 on delivery again. With a modern electric cooking system, here is what happens instead. You put the chicken in, you add some broth, some seasoning, a few vegetables. You close the lid, you press one button, and in 25 minutes, you have a meal that tastes like it took all afternoon. Tender, flavorful, hot, done. While it was cooking, you helped your kid with homework. You returned a phone call. You changed out of your work clothes and actually had a moment to breathe. The food was never your problem. The system just handled it. That is the kind of cooking that builds habits. That is the kind of cooking that keeps you out of the drive-thru. That is the kind of cooking that saves you real money over time, because you are actually using the groceries you buy instead of watching them expire while you order takeout because you are too tired to deal with the stove. Rice, beans, soups, stews, pasta dishes, braised meats, hard-boiled eggs, cheesecake, yogurt. These systems handle all of it. And not just adequately. They handle it better than most traditional methods, because the cooking environment is perfectly controlled every single time. There is also a safety element that I want to come back to, because it matters more than people realize. These modern systems are designed with multiple layers of protection. They do not leave an open flame burning. They do not stay on indefinitely. They have automatic shutoff. They have pressure release mechanisms that are safe and controlled. For families with young children, for elderly individuals who are cooking alone, for anyone who has ever walked out of the kitchen and felt that nagging worry in the back of their mind, this is a genuine game changer. Now, I promised you a benefit that almost nobody talks about, and here it is. These systems do not just save you time in the kitchen. They actually improve the nutritional quality of your food. Here is why. When you boil vegetables on a stovetop, a significant portion of their vitamins and minerals dissolve into the water that you drain away. You literally pour the nutrition down the sink. When you cook under pressure with sealed moisture, the food retains far more of its natural nutrients. You are not just eating faster. Your body is getting more from every meal you make. And most people who switch to this style of cooking notice the difference in how they feel within just a few weeks. More energy, less bloating, better sleep. It sounds almost too simple, but the science is consistent. Better cooking methods lead to better nutritional outcomes, and better nutritional outcomes lead to a better quality of life. So let me bring this all together for you. The problem is real. Time spent in the kitchen is time taken away from the people and things that matter most to you. Money spent on takeout because cooking felt too hard is money that could go somewhere better. Energy wasted on inefficient appliances is energy you are paying for and not benefiting from. Safety risks that come with traditional cooking methods are risks you should not have to accept. The solution is also real. It is not complicated. It is not expensive. It is an electric cooking system designed around the life you are actually living, not the life someone imagined decades ago, when these old tools were invented. And the result is exactly what you deserve. Dinner on the table in less time, with less stress, for less money, tasting better than it ever did before. Meals that actually nourish your body. A kitchen that feels manageable again. A routine that supports your life, instead of draining it. This is not about becoming a better cook. This is about having a smarter tool. The right tool changes everything. If you would like to learn more about the solution mentioned in this video, check the first link in the description. And if you enjoyed this content, do not forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next videos.